So you may have noticed that my channel hit 100 subs a while back, and if you spend a lot of time on YouTube, you know that YouTube sends YouTube play buttons to different creators for milestones, such as 10,000, 100,000, and 1 million subscribers, but not for 100. And to remedy this problem, I'm just gonna make myself a 100 subscriber play button, because gosh darn it, I feel pretty accomplished right now. I started off by engraving and cutting 4-thin play buttons out of acrylic on the laser at school, and I did that because the laser can only cut a 1/4 inch thick material, and the play button itself is thicker than that. For the actual box, I used a hand router and bandsaw to cut the scrap wood and put channels on them, and I'm sorry I didn't film that, but I started this project before finals, and well, finals, you know? Anyway, now that I had the proper channels cut into the wood, I used my drill to drill holes in one end of each of the side pieces and matching holes for the bottom piece. After that, I used decently long screws to hold it all together, giving me the chance to test fit the plexiglass panel on the front and drill holes into the main panel and the wood to secure it on the back. Seeing that it worked out well, I used a light blue spray paint and doing my best to use short, even strokes when applying the paint. While that dried, I used a ruler to find the center of the back panel and replicate the main stripe that makes up the pattern of my hoodie. I then taped it all off using a plastic bag to protect large areas and save tape. Just like before, I made sure to use short, even strokes when painting the main panel. After that, it was a simple job to pull off the tape and use good old contact cement to glue the button together. Or so I thought. As you can see, contact cement was more corrosive than expected, eroding away part of the engraving. I tried wood glue instead, but that was ugly, so I just washed it off, and I ended up using the last of my super glue to finish it, but that was also too corrosive and unfortunately permanent. Resigning myself to that look, I used contact cement to hold the play button permanently onto the wooden panel. With that all glued together, I screwed the panel onto the frame and forced the plexiglass pane into its slot. The lid for the frame then fits snugly in with friction. And there it is, my 100 subscriber play button in all its glory. Alright, so I finally finished my 100 subscriber play button at about 150 subscribers. This project took a while. It actually took place before finals week at school late in the month of April, and I'm finishing it now at the end of May. And I just want to talk about this project because it was really a fun build, but it didn't turn out exactly as planned. You see, it started off with just the idea of every time I hit a subscriber milestone that's significant, until I hit the ones where YouTube starts giving me play buttons. Hopefully I hit that, I don't know. But until I do that, I'm going to make my own play button at 100, and 1,000, at 10,000, because they give it out at 100,000, a million, and so on, unimaginable numbers. So every time I hit one of those milestones, I'm going to make one for myself. And so I was like, what is like a really low-level maker material? What is something that just screams like you're a maker? And I was like, acrylic. So I went out and I bought acrylic on Amazon and I engraved it, and it turned out really great. It had this nice white engraving pattern of the YouTube play button. I was going to put it in this nice black box that looks just like it and have the dull gray paint on the back, and I was going to have the letters be all white on this other acrylic that I bought. And this is where the first thing came up in this project is they were two different types of acrylic. The first type was continuous cast acrylic, and so when I engraved it, it turned out this beautiful white object that just it shows up easily. You can immediately see it from far away, on camera, everything. And then the other acrylic I bought at Home Depot, and that's the main pane of glass acrylic that goes on the front of the box is made out of. It's the Home Depot acrylic, which is extruded acrylic. And the problem with that is when you laser engrave this different type of acrylic, it turns out differently. Instead of basically frosting the back of it, it raises or decreases it. It's hard to tell, but it extrudes it, or it engraves it so you can see a shape when you look really closely, but it's not frosted, and so you can't really see the engraving easily on camera. I've been trying, it's just not working, but there is an engraving there, and that engraving is all the stuff that YouTube normally puts on the front of its play buttons. So that's what that is. And then you'll also notice that the box looks like my hoodie. It's the pattern on that is the pattern of the hoodie that I wear in most of my videos. And I did that because, quite simply, I thought I had more black spray paint than I did, and I'm not spending another $1 on the project because I don't think that you need to spend a lot of money to make nice things in projects. I'm trying to spend as little money as possible and do a lot of budget builds right now because I need to save money for school. I am a college student. And so I realized I had just enough black to do what black is there. And then I had a significant amount of this blue. I don't even know why. I think it was actually my brother's at one point. And I also had some gray paint, and you'll notice I decided not to use gray paint for the thin stripe. I decided to go with wood. I liked its aesthetic more, kind of emphasizes the maker part of this channel, which is a part of the channel I want to be emphasizing more and more. You'll see in a lot of our vlogs, it's going to be more of we're looking for this, we're designing this, and less of we're going to just go do something silly. And you'll also notice the play button doesn't look as nice in the end as it did in the beginning. It's kind of got some bleed through, and I want to talk about it because you'll note it. I think I mentioned it before, but the acrylic kind of was a little eroded by the different glues, and this was confusing me at first why putting glue was getting rid of the engraving, because I had to put them together somehow, and I couldn't modify the actual acrylic precisely enough where it would look nice with the tools I have here, because I'm not at school anymore. I don't have the laser. And I was thinking about it, and glue in its nature is acidic, but on a very minute level, that's how things are glued together. It bonds two surfaces together by kind of destroying them a little bit and putting them back together as one surface. And normally you can't even tell. But because A, it's see-through, and B, the layer of frost on the acrylic was so thin, and I'm not 100% confirmed, I haven't researched this is just me thinking through what I know from science, that the process of gluing this together erodes the frost, because that's the layer that it's gluing together. And so that's why it doesn't look so nice, and the great part is it doesn't have to look nice. This is something I built, I'm satisfied with it, because I made a YouTube play button with a box. And it's going to be hanging proudly in my next workshop that I'm getting in about a week, because we're moving. And so I had to finish this project before then, just not starting another project till we're done with the move-ish. I do have one more project. But, yeah, that's my 100 subscribers YouTube play button. I'm not putting down the subscriber count. I'm amazed I've even made it this far, and so thankful to you, my audience. But I do think it's kind of fitting that when, if you were to rank all the play buttons together, that, the 100,000 is like this bronze play button, and the silver play button, and the gold, or the silver play button and the gold play button, and then I think someone made a bronze, but and then there's like the diamond play button, and like all these great accomplishments, and then the 100 subscriber play button I made for myself is this little homemade contraption that doesn't look like anything else, and you can tell it's homemade. Like, I think that was a cool thing the way it turned out, because 100 subscribers is an accomplishment and it's nothing to laugh at, but it's a different feel. Production quality is different. What got me here won't get me there, you know? And so this is a remembrance of where I'm at now for wherever I go from here. If I stay, fine, that's cool. If I grow big, great. But whatever happens, this is how good I was, and this is a memento from that time in my life. Because that's what the vlogs really are, is not necessarily for your entertainment, but for me and my friends to go back in 5 to 10 years and be like, look at us then, look at what we were doing, or the build videos, why did we build it that way? So I'm personally very proud of this project. Comment in the comment section down below, why am I not saying that right? And let me know what you think I should build next. I have 2 big projects planned this summer, and I want to finish a bunch of others, but I may have to wait until the school year. So let me know some ideas for the next play button, because I have one planned out, but the one after that I have no idea. Alright, thanks for liking and subscribing, because I'm sure you did that, right? Just thank you for watching. Have a great day. I'll see you in the next one.